How's it going, everybody? Today's video is going to be on discussing the general idea for what causes foot soreness versus foot pain. Because as we all get older, I just turned 31 this year, about to be 32. As we get older, it's going to be a lot more of a conscious thought towards what we actually put on our feet when we skate, because we're not going to be able to take the same kind of impact that we used to. We're not going to be able to skate quite as long because eventually our feet start to become a lot more sore, a lot faster, and pain is going to be able to set in a lot easier. Just unfortunately, as you get older, things start to catch up with you. And from skating for 20 years, it's something that I am unfortunately starting to come to terms with, trying to hold off as long as I can, but it's something that I really am trying to come to terms with. And I've had a lot of my friends who, when we first skated, we didn't care what shoes we wore. We didn't care about anything other than, oh, this is the newest thing from this particular brand, or this pro just released their new shoe, or this collaboration just happened, I need to get that. And it was not anything as far as a care in the world to where, is this a Volk shoe? Is this a Cupsole shoe? What is good and bad about both? But I've had a couple of friends outside of YouTube who have asked me, when it comes to taking care of their feet, why am I getting so much soreness when I'm skating? Why is it now I'm getting so much pain, and what is causing the two? And I wanted to, instead of just telling them and just leaving it there, I wanted to make a video that kind of goes over that, so that way it was able to help them. It'll hopefully be able to help you as well. So let's go ahead and dig into the general idea. Now, with that said, kind of a disclaimer. This is going to be for, I don't want to say for average skater as far as talent. This is going to be for the average skater that is able to do a little bit of everything. Obviously, there's going to be extremists on both ends for the pain and both for the soreness. So we're not going to be going towards the extremes. This is just for the average skater that skates a little bit of transition, that skates a little bit of stairs, that skates a little bit of ledges, that skates a little bit of rails, banks, all that stuff, and especially flat. And this is going to be a general overview of what would cause soreness versus pain. And to make it really simple, the difference is, when it comes to pain, it's shoe size. When it comes to soreness, it's the lack of support for your shoes. So for anybody that doesn't want to watch any further, that's pretty much the very simplistic version of that. But let's go ahead and break it down a little bit. When it comes to soreness, if you skate really young, it's not going to really matter what kind of shoes you wear. Only, again, when you go towards the extreme sides, like for example, people that jump down a lot of big stuff, you're not going to probably want to wear Volk shoes. And I've gone over in detail for different videos the difference between Cup and Volk and why one is better for certain things than the other. And again, just another general idea in that video. But when it comes to the extremes, you're probably not going to want to wear Volk. But soreness is from the lack of support that you get in your shoes. So here I have my pair of Tyshawn Pros. This is a Cupsole shoe. When it comes to soreness, I have no doubts that I'm not going to be feeling very sore at the end of my session, because there's a lot of support in this shoe. Because it is a Cupsole shoe, which means that it is made from a mold, they're able to do a lot more with the sole to make it a lot more supportive for the skater that's wearing it. Especially, for example, as you can see, the break in here, which I already did a video that breaks down and reviews the Tyshawn before it's skated. There's a Primo pad right here that helps with taking away a lot of the pressure and the pain that you would feel. Also, 86ing that piece of crap. There is really good arch support on the inside that really helps to hug your foot, so that way if you need support in your arch, you're good. If you're flat, it won't really do anything as far as kind of keeping you from being able to be comfortable in your shoe. And just overall, when it comes to the support of the shoe, when it comes to the claw lining as well, it's really, really soft and supportive, and it really hugs your foot, so that way you are protected from the ground up. But for people that wear vulcanized shoes, you don't get that kind of support because they're not meant for that kind of support. They're meant for breaking in and instant board feel and gratification. The only thing is, it's kind of like the idea of, would you rather be like a hummingbird or like a whale? You can be a hummingbird and you can get that instant gratification and you can get everything at 100% right out of the box, skate it, but unfortunately it's not going to last quite as long as, for example, something like this, where it's kind of like the idea of a whale. You are very slow, and it does take quite a bit to break this in, but once you get it going, it's going to last you a really long time, and you will get so much more, again, my personal opinion, out of the shoe than you would for a vulcanized shoe. And this is coming from somebody that used to wear vulcanized shoes all the time before I really started taking care of my feet, because I realized that my feet were just starting to feel a lot more pain and a lot more soreness at an earlier point of my session. So I just wanted to take care of myself, and that's why I started getting more cupsole shoes. But one of the things that people are doing is, if you buy an aftermarket insole, because you can see this is Footprint, aftermarket, game changer, no sponsorship from any of these brands at all, but one of the things that helps is if you put an aftermarket insole inside the shoe, you're good to go, because this helps to increase the support that you have, especially for an insole like this, where it molds itself as your foot warms up. It kind of keeps remolding itself as you wear it, and it really does a good job of kind of giving that cupsole-ish feel in a Volk shoe, so you can skate your favorite types of shoes, because there's people that really do like their board feel, and they like to have the feeling of whatever their foot literally does, the board reacts because of it. It's not because of the shoe, it's because of them. And I get that. I have a lot of friends that are like that, a lot of people that swear by vulcanized shoes, no matter how much they hear from me why cupsole shoes are better, and they've asked me before, so what's the problem? I tell them it's the style of the shoe, and they're telling me no, it has to be something else. To each their own, but that's what's really causing soreness, is the lack of support from your shoes. And if you need more support, it might be time to consider looking at the sole construction a little bit more, so that way you're going to be better set for future sessions and just for the future in general, because foot fatigue and foot pain is going to be something that, because you're using your feet and you are on your feet all the time, it's going to be something to take a lot more seriously as you do get older. Now, for foot pain, this is one that I tried to avoid for so long, because I really wanted to have the shoes that I couldn't get prior, because my shoe size would always sell out for the ones that I wanted. So I actually was supposed to be a size 12 for most brands. I forced myself into a size 11 because a lot of the shoes that I wanted were not either carried in a size 12 or were sold out. And so I realized, okay, if I can force my foot to be in this size, I can get the shoes that I want, and things are great. So for a while it worked, but again, as you get older, you got to realize that that's not gonna play too well going into your later 30s, 40s, and so on and so forth. So the problem that a lot of people have, that I've talked with, that I have myself, is the pinching of the little toe. It is really annoying to have that pinch, and what that could be is, it could be the fact that you just have a half size wrong shoe, and you need to just bump it up a half size. So unfortunately, size 12, it's very seldom, you can find them, but most companies are not going to have a 12 and a half, and that means you have to bump it up to a 13. But for everybody else below that, you could bump it up to a half size, because what usually happens is, and I used to help people with shoe sizes all the time, is when you go up from like an 11 to an 11 and a half, you're not really increasing the length of the shoe much at all. You're kind of more gearing towards the width of it, and that's what really helped me with going from a size 11 to a size 11 and a half for Adidas. I know every brand is totally different. When it comes to foot pain, when you're just put on the shoe and you start skating and you do your regular routine, if you get a lot of foot pain, it's because the shoe is the wrong size. So that's not one that you'd have to gear towards getting a whole new style of shoe. You just need to get the right size. And one thing you can do, because I used to skate in the Huff Gillettes before they discontinued them, is I got a shoe stretcher. And what that did was put it in there, and I was able to increase both the length of the shoe by stretching it out, and then increase the width of the shoe on the inside. And so I was tweaking it. I'd leave it in for a week. So I would skate. I knew my shoes were about to die that I was skating in, but I would put the shoe stretcher in the shoe that I wanted to skate next, and I would leave it like that for a week. And then eventually, when my shoes died, take them out, put them on. Now the shoes are stretched perfect, ready to go. And it made it to where I can actually wear the shoes I had. Obviously, the sole was going to be pushed to the side a lot. It's going to be stretched out to the side, and it's not going to be as reactive as it could have been, or it's not going to be feeling the same as if it was to the style that it's supposed to be when it comes to how the sole is supposed to feel. However, it at least got my foot into the sizes that I had, especially because I used to buy shoes in advance. I used to buy multiple pairs, and if I was to have to go up in the next size, I'd have so many shoes that I couldn't wear. So I would just stretch them out, and it would stretch everything from the top of the shoe, the upper, to the sole, and kind of stretch it out like this. And so it would make it to where the sole was a little bit, very minimally compromised as far as the construction, and it would kind of weaken the glue to an extent to where if you start walking in it, especially if you see this in Volks a lot, but it would have the part of the sole start to come off right here where the bend areas are, where the weak points are, and it just made it to where it was, again, a little bit compromised, but I'll sacrifice that to be able to wear the shoes that I wanted. But that was back then. Now I just buy the right size, and it works. But I just wanted to kind of make a very general overview for you guys as far as what I consider the difference in foot soreness versus foot pain, because one of them is just the idea of, okay, I'm just in the wrong size, to the other one being I might be in the wrong sole construction. So one of them is an easy fix. The other one is, especially if you really have a favorite type of shoe and you realize that that style of shoe, maybe not the brand, but that style of shoe is not working for you, it's hard to kind of come to terms with that and swap it. But again, you gotta be able to take care of yourself. You know, as you get older, it does suck. And I feel old even just saying that. But I hope this helped anybody at all when it comes to just understanding better as far as what is the cause for one over the other. Again, completely generalizing. I'm not talking about the guys that skate tons of stairs, the dudes that do nothing but flat, or that do nothing but ledges, but I'm talking about just the general average style of skater that can skate a little bit of everything. When they are getting one over the other, this is what I feel goes toward being the problem for soreness versus the problem for pain. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like the content and want to see more, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever a new video comes out. And if you like this video, please give it a like and a share. It helps with the algorithm to be able to get this video out to more people, helps to grow the channel, so that way I can make more videos like this for you guys. Other than that, I hope you guys are staying safe during this pandemic we're still going through, but I hope you guys are enjoying skating. Take care.